Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're back with another episode here at the Abra podcast. This episode's subject is a little bit different than what we usually talk about. Paths to Peace, initiatives that promote conflict resolution.
As Wheeler said, we're going to be talking about peace and resolution. And we've got 3 guests here this Monday. Isabelle, Julia, Isaac. Feel free to introduce yourselves.
First, I did like to say that I'm so happy to be here participating in today's episode. I'm really big fan of EU's work. I am Isabelle Palhares, a diplomat of UN, representing underdeveloped countries in Africa and Oceania. I graduate in History and International Relationships.
Hi everyone, I am Isaac Ordone, a psychoanalyst and the author of the book The Human Mind at Its Contractions.
Hi guys, my name is Julia Marcelino and I'm one of the production assistant of Kedrick Brother Films. It's a pleasure to be here today.
So, just to start off, I'd like to ask you guys a question about the world's current political state. You know, all the stuff going on in the Middle East, Trump's re-election, and the overall global tension. Is it true that a third world war is around the corner?
That's a great question, Anna. A lot of people are worried about that. There are definitely regional tensions, but I think it's important to focus on the effort being made to prevent conflicts from escalating. Organizations like the UN are constantly work on peace talks and humanitarian aid to escalate these situations.
Yeah, and from a psychoanalyst perspective, fear plays a big role in how we perceive global events. People are more connected than ever, so we get constant updates on conflicts, which can make things seem ever worse than they are. History shows that while wars have happened, diplomacy and negotiation have also prevented men from breaking out. The Cuban Missile Crisis is a good example of that.
That makes sense, but with so many ongoing conflicts, do you really think peace is really possible? What can actually be done to make a difference?
I think the way we talk about conflicts really matters. Media, films, and even social media influence how people see global issues. If we focus more on human stories and the impact of war, people might be more supportive of peaceful solutions instead of violence.
Definitely, education is key too. There are local peace initiatives in many conflict zones that don't get enough attention. Groups like Peace Direct work with local communities to find solutions that actually fit their culture and situation. Those efforts are super important.
That's really interesting. Could you give us an example of a peace initiative that has worked?
Sure, one example is the peace deal in Colombia between the government and the FARC rebels. It wasn't easy, and it took years of negotiations, but they managed to reduce the violence significantly. It's not perfect, but it shows that diplomacy can work.
Another great example is Rwanda. After genocide, the country focused on reconciliation instead of revenge. They used a community-based justice program to help people heal and rebuild trust. It's not something that happened overnight, but it has helped create a more stable society.
Those are really powerful examples. But for people listening at home, what can they do to promote peace?
There are so many ways. Supporting organizations that promote peace, staying informed, and advocating for peaceful solutions instead of aggression or help. Even just promoting kindness and understanding in your own communities make the difference.
And don't forget mental health. A lot of violence comes from unresolved trauma, whether on a personal or a national level. If people and communities can work on healing, it can prevent cycles of conflict from continuing.
That's a great point. Peace isn't just about big political decisions, but also about how we treat each other every day.
Exactly. Well, I think that's a great place to wrap things up. Thank you so much, Isabelle, Julia, and Isaac, for being here and sharing your thoughts. And thanks to everyone listening. If you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. See you next time.